I hate to say I told you so, but let's face it, I told you so. I said it was a mistake when he was originally brought in. I said it was a mistake when he was permanently given the job. And now I've made my mind up. Stephen Naismith has to go, and he can take those two other fuds with him. Welcome back, guys, to Son of Scotland TV. Here to review the game, although, to be honest, I don't want to talk about the game at all. It finished in Paisley in the Cinch Premiership. St Mirren 1, Hearts 0. And before we move on to talk about Hearts and the real important matters, let's just say, you know what? Fair play to St Mirren. Another win for them. It now puts them up into 14 points. Just 2 points behind Celtic, second in the league. And St Mirren are doing what teams like Hearts should be doing. They've got really good form. They're pushing the top team, Celtic, up the league, and that is what we want as Hearts fans. We want to be doing that, but no, we find ourselves now down in 6th place, and we're actually behind Hibs. So look at that. Hibs, who had the shocking start to the season, Hibs, who sacked their manager because they were performing so badly, they are now ahead of us. And speaking of sacking managers, let's just get straight to it. Stephen Naismith has to go. His time is fucking up. He should never have been brought in the first place. I knew it was a mistake. Why get rid of Robbie Neilson? Well, he plays negative. Have you seen the football Naismith's playing? Seriously, have you fucking seen it? It's shite. It's worse than Robbie Neilson. It is worse than Neilson ball. And people complained about a guy that in his 2 spells at Hearts done fantastic. Both fucking spells were great. Both spells, especially the first one, we dominated the championship. Finished with 27 points ahead of Rangers. He took us up and we were 3rd in our first season back. Then in his second spell, took us up, beat Dundee easily, went back to the top flight, we finished 3rd again. And I think we would have done it. I'm convinced we would have stayed 3rd had he stayed in a job. I think we would have done that. But no, we were told that we were going to lose 3rd place if Robbie Neilson stayed. Andrew McKinley says, we're going to bring in Neilson. I'm confident. I know for a fact Neilson will get us over the line. Neilson will get us 3rd place. What did Neilson do? He failed to get us 3rd place. Some of those games were shite. Honestly, we beat Ross County 6-0, but that was it. That was like the only positive from the last 7 games of our season. Even the final game against Hibs, we were hanging on for dear life to try and secure 4th place. So the guy failed. He came in, he actually finished more points behind Aberdeen than when he originally took over the job. So he failed. He shouldn't have got the job, but he did get the job. But he didn't really, because he didn't even have the coaching badges to get the proper fucking title. How embarrassing is that? The guy doesn't even have the legit coaching badges to manage in Europe. So we bring him in as the manager, but we need to pretend that he's not. We need to give it to that other fucking fud whose name escapes me right now. But what are we doing? What are we fucking doing? Like granting fucking Phil Mitchell on the sidelines with Robbie Neilson, man, who looks like a 10-year-old boy. Like what are we doing? It's insane that Robbie Neilson gets sacked for this. Sacked for these 3 muppets that don't know what they're doing. I could almost accept that if we sacked Robbie Neilson and we took our time and we waited and we went down the right route and we appointed a good manager, someone that we were willing to give time, someone that we were willing to build a future with, I could accept that. And there was a couple of managers that we were looking at, but did we do that? No, we did not. We went with the cheap option, we went with the safe option, we went with Stephen Naismith, because Stephen Naismith will be alright. Stephen Naismith will do this, he will do that. He's done nothing. He's took us backwards. And look at the squad we've got. Our squad should not be struggling like this. If St Mirren and Motherwell can be impressive, if they can be up, they're both ahead of Rangers right now, if they can be up the top end of the table, then we should be able to be up the top end of the table, because we have a better team than both of them. Fucking combined. You could combine both of their teams and their starting 11 wouldn't be as good as ours, but no, we are just stuck in mid-table mediocrity. I don't give a shit if we beat Aberdeen last week. Aberdeen, they wins. Aberdeen's second last in the table. Aberdeen's pish. Beating Aberdeen does absolutely nothing for me. So I just don't want to hear it. Robbie Neilson, I don't know if Robbie Neilson will be brought back. I highly doubt it. I don't think he will ever return to Hearts now, but if we can't bring him back, that's one thing. But Stephen Naismith has to go, and I want him to go soon. Hopefully he goes and we can still salvage the season. But let's be honest, the way things are going right now, I struggle to see us getting ahead of St Mirren. The gap's currently 7 points, but the longer Naismith stays, the more that gap is going to grow. And, I mean, we're not going to beat the Old Firm, obviously. I don't think we're going to beat St Mirren. Unlikely we'll beat Motherwell. You know, the chances of us getting a European spot next season already looks slim. It does. It looks like we're going to have a bang average season. We're going to have a season where we're just stuck mid-table. That's what it looks like right now. And that should not be the case because our squad's too good for that. But unfortunately, our managerial team is not too good. In fact, they're not good at all. It's not good enough. We need to make changes. You can just see when things aren't working out. And this is one of those times. I know he's not been in the job that long, but there's just no point hanging around. We can tell that he's not cut out for this. He's not going to take us to where we want to go. So let's just cut ties now and get a manager in. Even if it means writing the season off, fuck it, I'll take it. I'll take that. Write the season off now, bring in a manager, and who knows, maybe by the time the Scottish Cup starts we can be playing good football and maybe we can contest and challenge for a cup. But right now we ain't challenging for shit, unless you consider 6th and 5th place. That's something that we should be grateful for. I don't think so. It makes me sick. I look at St Mirren, I look at Motherwell, two teams punching well above their own weight, two teams that are, looking to maybe break into that 3rd place, and at the moment St Mirren and Motherwell both above Rangers, yet why can't we be there? I mean, you look at our start to, and the thing is, if you look at our start to the season, it's actually been pretty favourable. We have not played Hibs yet in Edinburgh Derby, we have not played Celtic, and we have not played Rangers. Alright, we've played Aberdeen, but it's been a poor Aberdeen side. You look at our fixture list in the opening 6 games, you would expect us to have a lot more points than 7. But we don't. So, go figure. Anyway, guys, never wanted Neilson to go. I'll never understand the Neilson hate. I just don't get it. The fucking only guy that has brought success to Hearts over the past 10 years, but we were so desperate to get rid of him. I make it make sense. That's it, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm pissed off at the moment. And I don't see it getting any better. I'll catch you later, guys. Peace.